Great. Sorry, I'm doing all the talking.
No, it's
No,
Yeah.
we're used to it.
I was lucky enough to work with you from the very beginning.
It wasn't mine and Jason's fault that they were all taking our bottoms off, showing our butts. As much as we enjoyed each other's company, you know, we also got on each other's nerves as well because we were travelling around the world together.
We had such great time. The Brits, all those lovely, lovely memories. And then obviously things changed and the dynamic was beginning to change. You were going into rehearsals for your tour and Gary went, he's gone.
You don't think about, well, where is his head at? We just thought he'd be back and we never knew it was for good, really.
I think Rob and Jason made brave decisions to leave.
Oh my God, when we got back together, did I need to be in a band? I never needed these guys more than I needed them then.
So much success since 2006 when you came back.
We're aware we've got a big opportunity this year. We've got this big Netflix thing, big tour in the summer. Wouldn't it be a shame if we didn't get some new music out?
Hello, I'm Nikki Chapman and this is Pop Idols, and today we're joined by Britain's most adored boy band. It has to be the one and only Take That. Welcome, guys.
Very nice.
Thought it'd have been
Very
much
nice.
longer than
Yeah?
that.
Would you
Just-
like how many
could-
number one singles and albums?
I thought
and-
you were going to go through all that.
No, you've got to do the work now,
True,
haven't you?
okay.
It is so good to see you. It's been a long time. Gary and I, we bumped into each other a few months ago, didn't we?
it was
Had
lovely.
a lovely chat.
Yeah.
But as the three of you, as a band, I don't know the last time we all met.
Was it 90s for us as a five?
Probably was. I saw you as a four, was there for the big breakup
Mm-hmm.
and the press conference. Things have just gone from there to there,
That's
really,
the
haven't
worst.
they?
I mean,
Yeah.
That's the word.
So you're all on good form?
Yeah.
Excited about this year? So many things to touch on.
Yeah, there's been a lot happening. You never know how things are going to go. Like, last year was supposed to be a year off, but then we had the song in the Anora film. So then we did like the BAFTAs and we saw each other a little bit more. But every year there's always something exciting that seems to be happening. But this year especially feels like there's been lots happening.
Yeah, the timing is right. I mean, the Netflix documentary, we're going to talk about it in detail. It has been so well received. But in actual fact, this isn't the first documentary that you guys have done, because it's the second, isn't it? For the Record was the first one, and that was pretty pivotal.
yeah, we did one when Robbie came back as well for the Progress Tour when we all made an album together. But I feel like this is, you know, in comparison to one in 2005, I feel like this is the one that covers all bases, and I think it's 100% the most truthful one.
Also, it's a really good period of time now, like 35 years. That's a nice, heavy documentary, that is.
35
I know.
years.
And you was there, Nikki.
Well, shall we go back then? Let's
do
go
it.
back to the very beginning. I
Yeah.
wasn't there on day one, but why don't you tell me about that very, very first day where you were all auditioning? Because the one thing I did learn from the documentary that I didn't know, I thought you were in two bands. So there's the girl that does the PR, and I completely believed that you were in two bands. I didn't realise you actually auditioned separately.
Yeah, I mean, we got told some right bull to actually say.
The audition wasn't an audition that you went on to do those kind of shows. I mean, when we met on that day, there was 6 of us.
Wow.
I think Nigel had a really good idea as to what he was looking
He did. The week before that audition, I went to meet Nigel for the first time, and I had a cassette tape with me and a little some photographs and stuff like that. And he says, "I'm putting this band together. I think you'd be perfect in it, and I'm going to get everyone together next week." He never said audition. It was never billed as an audition. So when I got there, I thought it was more like meeting everyone else, but he was sort of feeling how everyone was together.
So he already knew, kind
I
of
think
thing,
he
what
already
wanted.
knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking at that chemistry,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is so important, isn't it?
for. And we went for sandwiches afterwards. We remembered that we all went
British
for...
Home Stores.
I was lucky enough to work with you from the very, very beginning of when you signed to a major label.
Yeah.
But before that, you brought out a single called...
Do what you like.
Do you want to just talk us through the video?
Not really.
No? Okay.
I think we should skip that question completely with no visuals at all.
It was an interesting, quite a raunchy video.
It's Howard's fault.
Was it?
No.
Go on, why is it your fault?
It wasn't mine and Jason's fault that we all had taken our bottoms off showing our butts. That wasn't my idea.
Well, it's interesting because I know that you guys were already talking to a major label, and although the single didn't chart, it did grab everybody's attention for many reasons, shall we say.
Yeah.
But I went to see a lady called Kathy Gilby, and she was in charge of Saturday morning TV. And she got a magazine and she opened it up, and there was a centrefold of you 5 guys looking over your shoulder with your bare bottoms. And she went, I want these boys on my show. Wow. And I went back to the record label and I took out the centrefold and I put it round all the departments, put it up on the wall. And the A&R man, a guy called Nick Raymond, who you guys know obviously very well, came up and said to me, why have you put that poster on my wall of naked young guys? And I said, because if they can sing, I'll get them on Saturday morning TV. And he said, well, funnily enough, we're talking to them now.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that
Yeah.
amazing? You've put it into proper words there because you were there doing it. But people ask us about that video. Why the hell did you do that? And it was literally an exercise in getting people's attention.
Clever.
It's so hard to
Yeah.
do that. And yes, it's ridiculous. Yes, when we look back, it's embarrassing.
No.
But it got us a start.
Exactly.
I'm genuinely not embarrassed about that.
Of course you're not. You look great.
I just thought like you say, Nigel is a very, very clever man.
And for those who don't know, Nigel was your manager.
Yeah, Nigel was a manager, a very clever man. You know, he worked us like soldiers, and it was. And I think even though we didn't like it at the time, I think he really knew where we were going, and he had a dream of what we needed to be, and he made that dream come true.
And the one thing Nick added to it, which obviously made us happy, was that he really saw the importance of, yes, it's great having these boys going on to Saturday morning TV, but unless we get the music right, we're just going to be laughed at by everybody.
Yeah. And that legacy has really stood the test of time. You go into any shop, you go into a restaurant, the Take That songs from today are getting played, but the Take That songs from yesteryear are getting played just as much. And that's the legacy. The fact that you all worked on that music really has made a huge difference from other acts, shall we say, that were around at the time and perhaps now.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big things. And when we broke up in '96, and maybe I'm going too far ahead here, but when we broke up in '96 and we came back 9 years later, I believe that was like the thread, the music that was being played on the radio that helped us to come back as big as we did.
Yeah. And radio didn't play Take That in the early days.
No.
Difficult.
Really difficult.
Radio Luxembourg was our first radio station.
Was
Do you
it
remember that?
really?
I do.
It was a pirate radio that was on a ship, or so we were told. It's on a ship out somewhere, and we got to do an hour of our own special. And I could only do the American act. Do you remember you were all laughing at me? Because I could only do, because I'd heard radio at home.
Yeah.
I thought you had to speak American.
He did the whole
Thing in
So
America.
we all
Like
did
Kid-
a section
like Kid
each.
Jensen.
We all did a section each where, right, okay, this is
Hey,
Mark's 20
welcome to-
minutes. Came to Mark's bit, hey everybody, how you doing out there? Did the whole thing in American.
That is so cute.
Great.
Did you not tell him? Did you just let him do it?
Oh no, it's been better to laugh. More of a laugh then.
I couldn't get out of it.
Take That will always be up there for me because I learnt my craft with you guys and I loved every minute. I didn't have to go through half the things you went through, but I loved every minute and I was very, very protective of you guys.
I think we, especially me, sort of saw you as eye candy.
This is before he saw the world, yeah.
No.
Just
Obviously,
like-
I mean,
bless
we cannot thank you enough, and we're so
Stop.
appreciative.
This isn't about, let's move
No,
this
the
conversation
fact that
on.
if you wouldn't have done what you'd done with the TVs and stuff
Thank
like
you.
that, it could have been a different story.
I mean, we should probably explain a little bit about our relationship. How do you remember those days? What did I do? Or what didn't I do?
I always say we had a great team around us because, it's a funny game, the music game is, because, of course, all we want to do is go on stage, sing, write music, record music and put it out. But we know 90% of it isn't that. 90% of it is going meeting producers, going on TV shows, waiting in TV studios all day, doing interviews. So much of it is not to do with music. But you gave that purpose to us. If you do this, you get this. That's, for the young guys, 19-year-old guys who haven't been in the industry before, that's quite hard to learn that. But we don't want to be going to Italy next week. Oh, well, if you go and do that, you'll get a chart position, which means you can tour there. That made sense of all that for us.
But you were such hard workers. You were so committed and a joy. I think you could talk to anybody, and everybody was invested in those early days of Take That, making sure that no stone was unturned for you to have the hit that you deserved.
We always had a bit of an invisible thread running through the five of us where we were so ambitious to get what we wanted. We wanted to be big in the charts. We wanted to be successful, on top of the pops, all those things. And you'd often say, right, there's a room full of producers there. Don't come out of that room till you've shook everyone's hand. And we used to go around there meeting everybody. And it's the modern day hustling, right?
Yeah.
It's about getting your face out there, telling people what you do. It's just meeting people, making relationships. And those relationships from those rooms you used to push us in, they're all the editors now and the people who are running all these
I know,
industries.
they're all really high up.
Incredible.
Not quite sure what happened to me, but there we are.
And us.
It was a very special time with the five of you. And your second album, Everything Changes, landed. I mean, the hits just came on and on and on. What's your favourite recollection, your favourite memories of that time as a five-piece?
I remember the first time we turned up in Times Square, and the lights were flashing everywhere, and we were told don't go outside after 7 o'clock because you might get shot. But also turning up in places like Japan, to have that opportunity to do that was amazing.
Well, 93 was a good year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had our first number one at that point.
Yeah.
It was kind of so quick. I would love the chance to go back for a week, but that's as much as I would want to do for the 90s, because I always feel like all we ever lived for was Take That, and it was just a bit of a blur. As much as we enjoyed each other's company, we also got on each other's nerves as well, because we're travelling around the world together.
Yeah. But if you think about, if you go on holiday with your friends, and I always say this when I get asked about why do bands argue, if you go on holiday with your friends for 2 weeks, by the end of the 2 weeks, someone's annoyed you, haven't they? You're doing that 52 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
And no one can really understand what it's like for all of you, the five of you, that pressure that you were under the whole time, the hysteria, the schedules. It was constant, wasn't it?
Yeah, you'd be told the day after, actually, you're not going home. You're going from Canada to Miami, and then you go to Japan, and you're thinking, what? I was supposed to be going home. I was supposed to be going home for a week.
Yeah.
A few of us had relationships at home as well. And even though it wasn't, Nigel didn't like us having relationships back then because it was frowned upon, because we were supposed to look free.
He was quite strict on that, wasn't he?
Oh, he was very strict on it.
Didn't
and
stop the fans outside at 4 a.m. when we were staying in hotels, singing away.
And I used to pretend I was going home to see my mum when it was actually I wanted to go and see my girlfriend. And
then Howard, he loves his mum.
He loves his mum,
right.
Howard, he does. And then you'd be told you're going somewhere else, and you're thinking, when am I actually going to get home here? This is the life,
Yeah.
And we couldn't really go home because if we did, there was a lot of people there as
Yeah.
well.
Am I imagining this? You went home once and they were taking photographs through the gap of your curtain, from the curtain up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And they'd got step ladders and they could get
In the back
photographs
in
in.
the backyard.
They'd stick their
yeah.
hands through the letterbox with a camera so they could take a picture into your hall.
No way.
But Gary was all right because he had a big mansion and security.
This bit hasn't changed in the band.
It's true,
I'm
but
still-
they used to go round to your house all the time for food and everything. And he used to moan that he wouldn't put the heating on because he was so mean.
Stop!
I'm sorry. So I didn't know that wasn't
That's
right,
from
was it?
looking
No.
or something. That is.
Yes, we had such great times. The Brits, all those lovely, lovely memories, and I can remember it so clearly. And then obviously things changed and the dynamic was beginning to change. And I can remember you were going into rehearsals for your tour, and either Gary called me or I called Gary. I can't remember which way round it was. And I said, so come on then, what's gone on? What's the latest? And Gary went, he's gone. And I was like, what? And he went, Robbie's gone. And I didn't realise when I'd asked the question actually what had happened. And that was such a pivotal time for you, wasn't it? For the four of you, because we've obviously got to bring in Jason as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really difficult time. I think because we were smack bang in the middle of rehearsals. I remember it was in Stockport at this army barracks. We were smack bang in the middle of it. It was almost like we didn't even have time to sort the situation out. And also at the same time, we thought, oh, he's going to be back tomorrow. Or he's going to be back in a few days.
And did you really think that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just you don't at that moment in time. You think, well, we just got to carry on rehearsing because this is what's important to us. We love our shows and we love creating shows, and live performances. One of the great things about Take That, but we just thought it'd be back, and we never knew it was for good, really.
So the split happened.
Yeah.
The four of you decided to continue.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon, really after that, it was time to call it a day. And again, touched on it, I thought, really well in the documentary. And very honest of you, Howard, to explain about overnight it was over. The dream had finished.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird one. You working full on for 6 years, then all of a sudden it stops, and then it's you don't really know what to do yourself. You don't really know where to go, what to do, what you're worthy of doing, after being in music for so long and performing. And you can't really go back to your day job that you had before, which as a vehicle painter. And you never imagine, when you do split up, that you're ever going to get back together again, because that's it. It's finished. All done. I spent a lot of depressing mornings watching This Morning. Every morning on the TV.
That must have been bad.
We love This Morning, by the way.
We
Just
do.
quickly throwing
So
that
do
one
we.
in. Well, you're a musician. At the end of the day, you're all musicians, and that's your job. It's not the previous job. That's what you've been doing so successfully. And also mental health and wellness. We never discussed that
No,
back then.
No,
Just get on with
not
it.
at all.
I literally would be saying to you guys, and I didn't ever manage you, but, do you want a coffee? Do you want a tea? Have you got everything? Do you want a coffee? Coffee, Nicky.
Yeah.
But, that was it, wasn't it? I'd never sort of say, what place are you in? Are you
No,
okay?
no,
Or
No.
And that's the same thing with the old Robbie situation. It's like who knows? He was a young boy. It's like and when he left, and you don't think about, well, where is his head at? What's he doing? Whether it's alcohol
What's he
or
going
drugs
through?
or you don't have that now. And I think now there's more awareness of mental health. But the problem is with social media, there's a lot more created as well. This
Very
is the
true.
problem with it.
I think, when you did the first documentary and you talk about it, and you have in this one as well, I do think that's such a courageous thing to do, because even though people don't live your life and they're not in a band, there's elements of what you all said about what you went through that people can relate to.
Totally. Yeah.
And then the good news is you decide to do a documentary for the record, coming back, and then suddenly everything changes again. And you're doing an interview for a radio station, probably one of these, and one of you rings me, I think it was you, Gary, to say, you won't believe how many girls are outside. Did it really take you by surprise, the love that was out there?
Well, we came back to do that documentary, and we were like different people, really. We were all scared to death. Because you've got to remember, bands didn't reunite after 10 years then. We think of it just like, oh, well, they'll be back in 10 years. That didn't happen then. We were the first ones to try that. And we were convinced they were trying to stitch us up at ITV, that documentary. The whole thing, is Robbie going to turn up? It was all, we knew. But the interesting thing is that, I never really felt like I was in a band in the 90s. I always felt like I was a kind of solo artist in a band. But, oh my God, when we got back together, did I need to be in a band? I never needed these guys more than I needed them then. And when that came up, I felt like we were a team again, because it was us versus them.
Yeah.
And it felt strong. And so when it was a big success, I thought, well, we could actually do something here, because we've still got that united front, or we can get it back.
Yeah.
And then it was astounding. It was an overnight reaction to that documentary.
Absolutely. I
And
was in bits watching it. Absolute bits.
It was very nicely done, I thought.
Beautifully done. And how many gigs did you sell off the back of it?
Amazing,
In
right?
minutes?
I know,
30
yeah.
or something?
I think that's when it hit home. Right, sorry, I'm doing all the talking.
No, it's
No,
good.
no,
Good.
no,
Yeah.
we're used to it.
It hit, off you.
I was joking. No, you give the best answers, Gaz.
I do not.
No, we even stadiums, you know, like Milton Keynes Bowl. It's
Well,
like,
Bob was answering that.
That's his question.
That's
Now
what I was
that's
gonna
your
say.
question. Yeah. But it was extraordinary, the love for
amazing.
you out
Yeah.
there. But you're right, no one had ever reformed like
No.
that.
No.
And again, it's that nostalgia, and it goes back to the songs again and again and again, doesn't it? Those songs have stood the test of time.
And I knew while we were having a great time on that tour, you know, my little thinking heads looking around these stadiums thinking, we need new music. We can't, a career is not built off a back catalogue. We've got to get new music.
You know, so much success since 2006 when you came back, so much success. And then obviously the dynamic has changed beyond. Robbie leaves the band, Robbie comes back to the band, and then we lose Jason.
yeah.
Old Snake Hips.
Snake hips.
Remember?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, snake hips.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was a tough time for the three of us, and I kind of in my head sort of knew it was coming. I always feel, whether it's true or not, I always feel like the getting five back together for the Progress tour was something that Jason really wanted before he was going to call it a day, and that happened, you know, rightly so. And I don't really know the reason. This is something that Jason would have to, you know,
Yeah, of
answer
course, of
really. But
course.
I feel like he'd had enough of the fame and being recognised and the old music business and the way it works. Because we all know the music business like a cycle. You do this and you have to do that, and then you have to do that, and it's like a routine of something that, you know. And I think he'd had enough of it.
Would it be fair to say he left on a high for him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that
definitely.
isn't that lovely?
That's
He's been true
great.
to himself as much as
Yes.
we all want him at some point to come back, either
Yeah.
for a day, a month, a year, whatever it
Yeah.
is.
I think Rob and Jason made brave decisions to
Yeah.
leave. To actually go, no, I want to do this for me
Yeah.
now.
I'm thinking of being brave and
Yeah.
leaving.
Don't get any
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah, you've got commitments this year. Congratulations on the documentary.
Thank you.
It is such a brilliant watch. Right at the very, very end, I heard some new music.
You know, we like to sneak one in whenever we can. We're aware we've got a big opportunity this year. We've got this big Netflix thing, big tour in the summer, and wouldn't it be a shame if we didn't get some new music out? So we've got we're on a new label, Highland Records, which we're very excited about, and we've been writing for about a year. So we've got lots of material that we're going to be recording in April and hopefully record for the fall.
That soon.
Yeah,
So literally finish the tour,
Yeah.
drop the album.
yeah.
Perfect. I mean, the three of you are just so close, aren't you? And it works so brilliantly. And you can see you've got that zest, you've got that excitement. It's as if you're starting out again. Every new
It
project
always
you do.
feels like that.
Yeah, you can see it.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, it's never. We still think it could end tomorrow, or you can go back to your day job. Still hear that, don't we?
This
in
is
some
your
ways.
day job. And rest assured, it won't end tomorrow. Because after this tour and this album, there's going to be loads more opportunities.
Well, we hope so.
Right, let's move on to some fan questions. Okay, here we go. Kevin asked, do you have a dream warm-up act?
Yeah, we've had some crackers over the years.
We had Gaga
Lady Gaga.
Did you?
on
Yeah.
Circus.
Originally on
Yeah.
Circus 2009.
She wasn't the one hanging off the elephant with her hair, was she?
No,
No.
no.
Briny.
Yeah.
Wow.
And after that, she became massive.
Yeah.
Because
So
of
she
us.
should thank
Because of
you.
us, yeah, yeah.
So should we go with Gaga then?
I'm going to go with the script because they're with us this summer.
Belinda.
Jeanette, following a concert, how do you calm down afterwards? What must be a massive adrenaline rush? She says it takes me hours to calm down, and that's just from watching you. Oh, lovely.
Well, listen, get down to Tesco and there's a wine that comes all the way from South Africa.
Kylie
Beautiful
Minogue.
wine.
Sarah would like to know, if you swapped music for another career, what would you choose?
Well, it was either music or being a magician for me.
Oh yes, I forgot you used to be.
Yeah.
Weren't you a member of the Magic Circle?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You tell
That's
us
how
anything,
naff
really.
I
You tell
am.
us anything. I'd have to say as a dancer.
I'd still like to direct.
Would you?
Yeah.
Films
something.
or
Film.
Oh, wow.
At
wow.
some point. Maybe not this lifetime.
Really?
Maybe not. But it's something I've wanted to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. That's a great question. Melissa, what is the origin of the band's name? Why did you decide on Take That?
I thought Take That was off a newspaper article of Madonna when she had the pointy boobs,
Yeah.
and it said Take That above it.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
think that's where Nigel said it came from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Callum, when did you realise how big you were as a band? That's a great one to finish on. And Netflix will be praying, you say, when a 3-part series
It's
came
really-
out on Netflix.
It does feel important. It definitely does. The Netflix thing's a great partner for us. And, you know, always trying to reach a bigger audience. What a wonderful, amazing thing. So proud. We were proud last night, weren't we? We had the premiere last night. And we were all sat there going, wow, we've done it. Amazing. To have your story told on a streaming channel like that is just amazing.
I also think when you first get onto Top of the Pops,
Yes,
you feel big.
that's it.
I liked one of my favourite. I liked it at the 2010 Brit Awards when we won Best Group
Mm,
Fabulous.
yeah.
after all that time.
And my one for you would be Brit's performance, Back for Good.
Yeah.
95. Yeah.
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 Amazing.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Nikki C, thank you.
on behalf of all the Take That fans out there, and there are millions, not just in the UK, as we know, but around the world, thank you. Thank you for bringing out new music later on this year. So many of us will be going to see the show. And when you do drop the new album, will you come back and see us?
Please.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you,
much.
Nikki. Thank you.